Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So I'm back with the live stream, okay, C++, and I am following this book. Sorry. Today is 1st of July. Okay, the book name is Programming Principles and Practice using C++ by creator of CPP. Okay, creator of C++, Bjarne Stroustrup. So I am following the book, okay, and I am making notes and doing some live code streaming. Okay, I will also run the code, and that's it. Okay, so previously we did some we just solved normal questions related to computation chapter. Okay, this was third chapter, and so we covered what is computation. So computation is a process of performing a sequence of well defined operation on input data to produce a result. Okay, let me check how is my voice. Okay, I will check it on another device. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Okay, so the voice is coming late. Okay, so the voice is coming late. Okay, so the voice is coming late. Okay, so our next question is, what do you mean by input and output in computation? Give example. So inputs are the data provided to a computation, okay, and the result provided after processing is the output. For example, sum is equal to 3 plus 5. Okay, here 3 and 5 are our input, and the output will be 8. Okay, so what are the three requirements a programmer should keep in mind when expressing computation? Okay, so the computation should be correct, simple, and efficient. Okay, and what does an expression do? An expression performs computation and return value as a result. Okay, so what is the difference between a statement and an expression? So statement, you can say, you just remember whenever there is a line ending with a semicolon, it's an statement. Okay, and statement, we declare a variable. Okay, here x is integral variable, okay, integer variable. Okay, and we have assigned a value to it. Okay, 3 plus 4. Okay, we declared here something, and this is our expression. Okay, without any variable, we just declared here 3 plus 4. We are not storing it somewhere in memory. Okay, it's expression. So expressions are just values. Okay, 3 plus 4, and statements are action. So 3 plus 4 will be stored in this x integer variable. Okay, so what is an L value? List the operators that required on L value. How do these operators and not the others require a value? L value, which is locator value, refers to an object that occupies memory. Okay, like x, this is L value, so it can appear in the left side of an assignment operator. So this is assignment operator. Okay, and increment and decrement operator, plus plus and minus minus. Okay, and compound operator is like this. Okay, requirement of L value is to store and modify the value stored in a memory location. So here we have declared integer variable, and we gave it some value, and we are storing this value in our memory. Okay, like we can update it in the memory, like we can give it a new value, x is equal to 55. Next is what is constant expression. The constant expression is an expression whose value is known at compile time and does not change at runtime. Okay, so this is very important. So what is a constant expression and difference between, okay, interviewer can ask to you, like, what is the difference between a constant expression and a normal const. Okay, so constant expression, we know its value, okay, at compile time. So what is compile time? Compile time means when our code is being converted into machine code. Okay, or binary code, you can say. Binary code is a machine code. So we are writing our program in English language, but computer doesn't understand what is int x is equal to 33 semicolon. Okay, computers only understand the language of binary code. So here when we convert our compiler, there is a program, we call it compiler. It converts our code written in high level language like English into machine level code. Okay, so it's the process of compilation, converting our English language code into binary code. So the value of a variable should be known. Okay, like here we are expressing a const expression. Okay, so const expression integer value. Okay, integer variable is x is equal to 5 plus 3, so we have assigned it a value. Okay, so this is a constant expression. Okay, we can change the value at runtime. Okay, like after it, if we need to update this value, we can update it. But when we express a constant using const, okay, we can't change it. Okay, we will discuss it later. Like, to declare constant whose value can be changed at runtime, we use const expression. Okay, its value can't be changed at runtime. Remember, const expression value can't be changed at runtime. Okay, so next is, what is a literal? A literal is a fixed value directly written in a code. Okay, like integer literal is equal to, it can be anything, only integer. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 minus 1, okay, 0. And boolean literals are true or false. Next are character literal. Character literal, like this is our single quote, and inside it is our a character. Next is floating point literal. Floating point or double, you can say 3.1444. Okay, after decimal. Okay, whenever there is a integer with a decimal, it's a floating point literal. Next is our string literal. So this is our string inside double quotes. Okay, next is what is a symbolic constant and why do we use them? Okay, a symbolic constant is a named constant defined using const or has defined. Okay, it makes easy to update the value. Okay, symbolic constant like this, const integer maximum user is equal to 1000. So we can update it later, but whenever we declare constant expression, okay, we can't change its value. Okay, once defined, it's always defined. Like we can use const expression for declaring the value of pi. Okay, like the const expression double pi is equal to 3.144 till 12th digit. Okay, we should write it to 12 digit to correctly use the value of pi, okay, in our code. So next is what is a magic constant. Okay, we know here constant expression, symbolic constant and magic constant. Next, okay, so what is a magic constant? So a magic constant or magic number is a hard coded value directly written in code without explanation. Okay, we should avoid it, and it makes code unreadable. Meaning is unclear for other programmers. For example, like this: if speed is greater than 60. So here 60 is a magic constant or a magic number. Okay, so what we can do is we can define this constant before using it. Like here const int speed limit is equal to 60. So we have defined a variable, okay, with value 60, and it's a constant. Okay, we can't change it later. Okay, let's test this const expression and const. Let's see which value we can update. Testing const expression and const, which can be updated. To check which can be updated. Okay, hashtag include. We can already see some errors. Okay, so first disease expression must be a modifiable L value. Okay, so both, okay, by you can't assign to a variable that is const, max user you can't assign to a variable that is const. Okay, we can't change the value of these const expression and const. So what we learned, we have const expression, magic constant, and wait, let me comment it out. So const expression, constant expression, symbolic constant, and magic constant. Okay, constant expression, symbolic constant, and magic constant. Next is what are some operators that we can use for integers and floating point values. Okay, floating point means decimal values. So we can use arithmetic operators like plus, minus, multiply, percentage. Okay, modulus, we say modulus, remainder, and division. So modulus operator only works with integers. Okay, it doesn't work with floating point numbers. Okay, let's test it out. I should use multi-line comment. Okay, this is multi-line comment. Okay, so testing modulus or remainder operator with integer and integer and floating point values, floating point numbers, you say. Okay, let's find it. Int a is equal to 50, int b is equal to 5. Line character. Okay, standard cout a divided by okay, let's say we define int c also. Double. Okay, we write double c is equal to 55.5 double d is equal to 5.5. Okay, c percent c modulus d. Okay, slash l. So here you see there is already a red underline. It means there is an error in code. And let's run this code. You see we have build errors. No. So here you see we have error in 1015, line number 1015. So what does it say? Expression must have integral or unscoped enum type. Okay, Percent is not valid as left operand has type double. Okay, so we saw we can't use modulus operator on floating point numbers. Okay, this code throws error. Run and check it. Okay, let's check our stream is working fine or not. So our next question is, okay, so we can use arithmetic operators, comparison operators, assignment operators, and increment and decrement. Okay, next is what operators can be used on integers but not on floating point numbers. Okay, the question was same that we just saw, like what operators. So we can use modulus operator, okay, in integers, but we can't use it in floating point numbers. Next is, when would a programmer prefer a switch statement to an if statement? So switch statement improves the readability of the code. Okay, when we use case in switch statement, okay, multiple conditions based on same variables. Okay, when we have multiple conditions based on the same variable, we use switch statement. Next is, what are some common problems with switch statement? Okay, let me just put a timer so I don't forget to sit up from the desk, from chair actually. Okay, right now I will cancel it. Okay, so next is, so what are problem with switch statement? Okay, switch statement, we can't use float double. Okay, float or double or strings. Okay, I have some questions for myself. I will note them down. Why modulus doesn't work with double but works with integer? Okay, and next question is, okay, so switch doesn't work with double or strings, and we need to add default case, and we also put a break after each case. Okay, so what are some operators that can be used for strings? Okay, for strings we can use assignment operator. Okay, like a is equal sorry, yeah, you can say a is equal to 20, and then we can assign it a new value, a is equal to 40. Okay, next is concatenation. Concatenation means you just say adding something. Okay, like concatenation hello plus name. Okay, and we are using plus symbol, or you can say concatenation. Next is append. Okay, append is same like it, but it's a short version. Okay, so this means hello plus Amit. Okay, next is comparison operator, greater than is smaller than, greater than is equal to, smaller than is equal to. Okay, not is equal to, or equal to, equals to. Okay, this will check it, compare it, the both values. Okay, next is subscript. Okay, subscript or indexing, we can use indexing in strings, so we can access individual character in a string. Okay, okay, let's test it out. Accessing individual character of string as in the string name. Okay, int main string name is equal to C Bjarne. Paste it. And now let's just test it out. std cout name 0. So 0 means first value. Okay, so first value has index of 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I will add a new line character. Okay, let's run this. Okay, sorry guys, I can't show you the output. So but I will show you what this will return. So this will return us this. Okay, you can run it and check it. So this is our string, and we are accessing the first value of a string, okay, with index 0. Index 0 means the first value. Okay, same like it, SINCHAN. Hope you got the idea. I will comment it out. Okay, indexing subscript. Okay, next is what is the function of each part of the header line in a for loop, and in what sequence are they executed. Okay, so the for loop, first is initialization condition, second one is condition, and third is increment. Okay, ICI. In short, you can learn remember it like ICI: initialization, condition, and increment. Okay, so, and the sequence is in series. First initialization will be checked, okay, second is condition, and third one is increment. Okay, so like this, for I is equal to 0, I is smaller than and is equal to 5, and plus I is here, I increment. Okay, this like it. Okay, next I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Okay, I don't wanna sit for long hours. It's already 35 minutes. Okay, so next we have is when should the for loop be used and when should the while loop be used. Okay, so for loop we should use when we have a limited number of iteration. Okay, when we know the number of iteration. Okay, next is when we should use while loop. Okay, when we don't know how many iteration we gonna need in a loop. Okay, while loop when we don't know number of iteration. Okay, we don't know number of iteration. Next is describe what the line character foo int x mean in a function definition. Okay, so here foo is a function. Okay, and it takes a parameter. Okay, it takes one int parameter and returns character type value. Okay, so this function will return a character type value, and this function takes a parameter type of integer. Okay, next is when should you define a separate function for part of a program. Okay, so we should define a separate function uh, to make or break a large program into more logical or readable. Okay, and each separate function should define a simple task, and okay, this improves the readability of our code, and function can be reused and makes our code testing easier. Okay, next is what can you do to an int that you can't do to an string. What can you do to an integer that you can't do to an string? Okay, arithmetic operations we can do like multiply, divide, percentage, and okay, we can't do these operations like multiply, divide, or modulus, but we can use this plus operator as is concatenation in strings. Okay, let me demonstrate it again. Concatenation of strings. Okay, string hello and word, and let's this out. When we run this program, this will result this. Okay, we need to remove this line character, and now it will return this. Okay, I hope you got this idea. So our question was what operators we can use in integer type, but we can't use them on strings. Okay, so we can't use multiply, divide, or modulus, but we can use plus, okay, addition, or we say concatenation in strings. Okay, next is what can you do to an string that you can't do to an int. Okay, so we can use can't do to an int. We can do concatenation, which we can't do on int. Same like if I do here 1 plus 1 or 1, it will return 1. What do this mean? Okay, so we can use these functions. Okay, so we can use concatenation in strings. Okay, let's test this out. So our question is, what can we do in strings which we can't do in int? Okay, so first is concatenation. One word. Okay. Sorry guys, I shouldn't use this thing. So if we run this code now, okay, this will also return an error. Can't add pointers. Okay, so first of all we need to define strings. A is equal to hello, B is equal to world, A plus B. Okay, now let's run this. Now this will return. Here I'm gonna add a blank character. Okay, now it's fine. This will return this. Okay, this is done. So we did concatenation in strings, and now let's do the same. Let's try to do the same concatenation in integer values. Okay, int a, int b. So int a is, let's suppose, 1, int b is equal to 2. Okay, let's run this code. Let's check it out what this returns. Okay, this is no, we don't need this blank character. Okay, so you guys got this idea. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, sorry guys, my mic was stopped. I didn't check it. Okay, so we were here. Vector of 26 character elements. Okay, with default value null. So describe what push back does to a vector. So push back does adds a new value or a new element to the end of vector. Okay, let's test it out. Question. Okay. Okay, let's just define a new vector. Okay, let's see out. Nums dot. Okay, it's don't use magic constant as we learned, no? Magic constant. it's throwing error, can't open file. Why can't open? It's already okay. Let's write this code again. Okay, so I was adding these stupid code bracket codes. Okay, this again through error new value undeclared identifier. So what could be the quick fix? Push back. Now stop. Operator is ambiguous. Identifier vector is undefined. Argument list missing after assume function template. Integer p triple p dot h. Is this gonna throw error again? No. This time it worked. Nums. Why can't I list the vector? Nums dot push back. No, it's showing error. I will check this out. SGDC out. Nums. Shit, man. Add at least something stupid. Okay, so we can't directly see out a vector. Okay, this is a new thing. We can't directly see out vector. Okay, like this. So for this we gonna loop it. Okay, for we're gonna use for int I is equal to 0 initialization. Okay, initialization I is smaller than and is equal to nums vectors size. Okay, and plus plus I increment. And let's what we gonna return here is stdc out cout nums I. Okay, I is undefined. Why I is undefined? We got error. Undefined I, but I have defined it. Here you can see I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. Semicolon ends the loop. Okay, why, what the hell is this? Okay, so I added the semicolon, my mistake. Okay, now if I run this code, what this gonna do is this gonna result 1 3 34 5 34 5 and 4. Okay, this will result at the end, it gonna add this thing. So let's for now ignore this, and what if I simply write vector here? And I'm gonna use std standard. Okay, so now let's see what this gonna return. Debug as a vector subscript out of range 1931. So this returns this. Okay, now range based for loop. Okay, let's comment this out and search for range based for loop. Okay, so this is our range based for loop. 0 to 100. This is our range. Let's again write this shorter version. S include iostream, S include vector int main. Okay, so S standard vector int vector integer nums is equal to 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and add a number to the end. Okay, nums dot push back 8. Okay, here I'm gonna show you a shorter version. Okay, range based for loops. It goes through each element in the vector, okay, nums, and it stores it in variable num one by one. Then it's print each num followed by space. So here is a shorter version for int nums. Okay, but this is not good because this is not readable for beginners, and as the author told us to make our code as much as readable, like a beginner friendly. Okay, like you don't want to write a code that you can't understand after 2 weeks. So here we are defining a variable int num, and it print out from the nums vector. Okay, like stdc out num blank character. Okay, let's run this out. Okay, this return error. Okay, I put the variable inside a string now. LOL string 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this gonna return this. Okay, so what this gonna return is this value 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So what we are doing here is the for loop. It's a range based for loop. Okay, this is a range based for loop. Above one is also range based for loop, but here it goes through each element in the vector. Okay, our vector nums we defined, and stores each element in the variable num. Okay, one by one. Then it's print the each num followed by the blank character. Okay, or space you can say. So int num is a temporary variable holding each value. Okay, and nums is our vector. Is this raining or no? It's just clouds without rain. note it down. Range based for loops. This one. Okay, now we're gonna see the next question. Okay, next one is vectors member size do. It returns the total elements of a vector. And the next one is vectors member size 2. Next one is what makes vector so popular or useful. Okay, so vector is easy to use and it has built-in functions like size to check the size of the vector. Okay, and pushback to add a new element to a vector. Pushback. Okay, and we can access randomly to any element in a vector. Okay, using brackets. Dynamic sizing. Okay, automatically grows in size. If we add a new element, obviously the size of our vector will also increase. Okay, so next is how do you sort the elements of a vector. So we sort the elements of a vector in the range sort function. Okay, let's test this out. How do you sort the elements of a vector? Question is so include string include vector This is my mic is getting disconnected automatically. Sorry, guys. Still, sorry, guys. My mic is getting disconnected automatically. So after break, we will see sorting a vector of type character. Okay. Properties JBL. Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. I hope this time it doesn't get disconnected automatically. So, we were going. So now we're gonna test sorting a vector of type character. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna declare a vector of type character. Okay, IOstring. Vector, and to sort we're gonna need algorithm. Okay, int main, declare a variable of type characters is equal to string characters a z n I q d. Okay, so now first let's sort this. So we're gonna we will use sort the vector of type. Okay. So what we gonna do here is we gonna need, let me check my mic again. Yes, it's connected. So we're gonna need a for loop. Okay, so for int I is equal to 0, I is smaller than characters dot size. Okay, plus I increment. Okay, so first of all initialization, second one is condition, and third is increment, ICI. Okay, so for now we're gonna see out characters I. No. Actually, this is for listing. First of all, we need to sort it. Okay, std ranges. Okay, std ranges short characters. Now we're gonna list them. Here we are sorting the listing the vector, the sorted vector. Okay, let's run this. Wow, it's working. So this returns, right now it's returning like this, but what I'm gonna do is space. Okay, now if I run this again, I will get this. I hope you got a basic idea of how a sorting of a vector is done. Okay, and how we gonna list the sorted vector. Okay, remember, we can't list elements of a vector directly. We need a for loop, okay, to loop over each element of the vector. Okay, so I am using C++ 20. Okay, because the book programming principles and practice uh, is written for CPP 20. And if we gonna use a clean loop, you can say clean loop, clean for loop. Okay, for first of all define the variable, okay, of type char and characters. Let's test this out. Okay, this is throwing a error, error. Okay, now we don't need the whole vector because we already declared a variable here. Okay, the result will be the same, but I'm gonna stick with this one. Okay, because I can easily understand this for loop. This is little confusing, so just stick with the first one. Okay, I will comment this out. Uncomment this one. And again comment this whole code. Okay, so we solved the questions. Okay, let's see if anything left. No. Okay. Okay, let's solve some questions based on loops. Okay, questions based on loops. So question number 1 is print 1 to 10. So int include iostream. Okay, int main, then again int main, and I'm gonna use for loop for I is equal to 0, I is smaller than and is equal to 10 and plus plus I think this gonna return till 12. Std cout let's see what this gonna return. Okay, so this is returning 0 to 10. 0 to 10. Okay, let's visualize this also, this one. Okay, so first we enter to our loop. Okay, and this gonna return the value of I. So first value is I is 1. Okay, first value of I is 1. Then second time it will, okay, I will okay, so first value of when we enter in our loop, here I will be 1. Okay, because we have defined I is equal to 1. And next after exit, okay, this will break the loop and it will again enter to this. Okay, and at the end it will increment it. Okay, so first of all I is equal to 1, and it will check if 1 is smaller than or is equal to 10, and if it's okay, then it will print the I, and at the end it will be plus plus I. Okay, and let's wait. So first of all it will be initialized. Okay, int I is equal to 1. Okay, so first the I will be set to 1 only at the beginning. Okay, then it will check the condition I is smaller than or is equal to 10. Okay, if true, then it will enter the loop body. Okay, if false, it will exit the loop body. Okay, and after that it will execute the loop body. Okay, it will see out I, which is 1, and at the end after printing it will increment. Okay, and repeated action. Okay, condition check, and then it will enter the loop again, and then it will print out I is equal to 2 and something like that. Okay, I is equal to I. Okay, so first of all value of I will be 1. Okay, it will check if 1 is smaller than and is equal to 10. If yes, then it will print out the value of I. Then it will exit and it will check if the value and if it will increment the value to plus plus I. Okay, and then it will again enter into the loop. Here it will check if 2 is smaller than 10, then it will enter, it will print out it will increment again, it will check again, and it will enter I is equal to 3 now, and it will increment it to 4, and now our I is equal to 4, and it will check the condition if 4 is smaller than or is equal to 10. If it is true, then it will enter into the loop and it will print out 4. Now it will again increment the value of I to 5, and now it will check again the condition. If 5 is smaller than and is equal to 10, then it will again enter into the loop. Okay, 5 is smaller than 10 is equal to true, then it will print out 5. So till we have our value 10. Okay, so okay, sorry, 9, let's say 9. Okay, 9, it will add, okay, plus, okay, 10, the value will be 10. So it will check if 10 is smaller than and is equal to 10. Yes, because 10 is equal to 10. Okay, it is true, then it will enter the loop and it will print out the value 10. Now after exit with the value of I is equal to 10, it will go again here and it will increment it to 11. Okay, so our value will be 11, and it will check the condition if 11 is smaller than or is equal to 10, so it will be false, so it will break and exit the loop. Okay, so our last value will be 10. I hope you got the idea. Okay, question number 2. Print even numbers between 0 to 20. Okay, so again let's copy this part. Okay, so now we need to print out the even numbers. So for even numbers, what we gonna do is we gonna use modulus or modulo or remainder operator, which is percentage. Okay, so if we have a integer value of 2, let's suppose 0. Okay, 0, if we divide 0 by 2, it will return 0. Okay, let's test this out. Wow, what's a beautiful idea. If 0 is even or not. Obviously 0 is even number, but we will see if it will return it or not. For now I was explaining the modulus or modulo operator. So let's suppose we have number 2. If we use modulus operator, okay, 2% 2 is equal to, if the remainder will be 0, then the number is even. Okay, because it is divided completely, it doesn't have any remainder. Okay, for let's say how we gonna implement it. Okay, so I got a basic idea. For int I is equal to 0. Okay, I percent, here is condition. Okay, I percent 2 is equal to 0. Plus I. STDC out. I don't think this gonna work, but let's see what this gonna return. Okay, this is only returning a 0. So we had our value 0. I is equal I plus is equal to 1. Let's run this. It's again 0. We need to use if statement here, but okay, let's see. If I percent 2 is equal to 0, int I is equal to 0, I percent 0, well, we should use while loop, but let's try it with the first with the for loop. Okay, this is just for testing. I'm just exploring what it could be. Okay, what it gonna return. Okay, so 0, 1 is odd, 2, 3 is odd, 4 is odd. Okay, so now this gonna return is like, wow, we just saw a new thing, is even. Okay, so this will return us this will return us something like this. Okay, this is gonna return us let's check if mic is working or not. Yes, it's working. So let's see what this gonna output. So this is our output. Okay, 0 is even, 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even. But this was not our goal. Okay, but let's say we just modify the question for now. Print a number is even or odd within range 1 to 20. Okay, or say 0 to 20. Okay, we just switch the question. We will just this is now we just need print even numbers from this one. Okay, now we have this question the same. Print even numbers between 0 to 25. I will copy this. So we need even numbers between 0 to 20. Mm-mm. Okay, I will be back after a break. Okay, 5 minute break. Okay, guys, I'm back. Guys, I am back. What a funny one. So, we have this question, print even numbers between 0 to 20. Okay, how we gonna do it? We only need to print out even numbers. So, if we gonna print for loop for for loop for only condition I is equal to, if I write I is equal to I plus 1, not I plus 2. Okay, like this one, for int I is equal to 0, I percent 2 is equal to 0, I plus is equal to 1. Okay, suppose we write here 1, I is equal to 1. Okay, 1 plus 1 2. Let's just test out. stdc out this won't return anything. Plus I, print even numbers between, if I use if statement. Okay, so do I need for loop again and again? Okay, let's just comment this out. Okay, only this part. But I only need even numbers now. So if I use the if statement for and if okay, we can, okay, I just saw we can use else. Okay, if a statement without else. Okay, so if I I is smaller than and is equal to 20. 20 guys. If I percent 2 is equal to 0, 0. This out I is even. Two, 4, 6. Actually, we don't need this string. Okay, what if I write here 0? If I write here is minus 0, then what will happen? Minus 0 minus plus, it will return 0. Only and only 0. So we can add we can use if statement without else. Okay, I had another question related to this. What if I only had to print even odd numbers? Is not is equal to 0, then it will print the odd number. It should print the odd numbers. Yeah, got it, my man. If I percent 2 is not is equal to 0, then it will print out only odd numbers. And to print only odd, we need the condition for if statement to be like, if I percent 2 is not is equal to 0, then we should proceed. Okay, I hope we got the point. The next question, the next question, I will end the stream after 3 hours. Right now it's 2:46. 2 hours 46 minutes. Let's see another question. Sum of numbers from n to 1 to n. Question number 4 is sum of numbers from 1 to n, where n is So let's start again. Include IO string int s main. Okay, so first of all, let's take the input from a user. stdc out and an integer. And now std send. Okay, first declare the variable also, no? Int number. In std out sum of numbers from 1 to number is okay. So for this, how we gonna do is we have number. Okay, like suppose 1. Now we need to add others like 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 6, 21, 21 plus 7, 28, 28 plus 8, 36, 36 plus 9, 45, 45 plus 10, 55, like something like this. So how do we achieve this thing? So first of all, we need to store the value, the original value. Okay. Our the value of I will be changed. Okay, but we can save the new value. New sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay, I got it. Let's try this one. For int I is equal to 1, I is smaller than n is equal to n. plus I. Let's just test this out if this work or not. I don't know if this gonna work or not. Integer, let's suppose I put 10. So sum of number from 1 to 10 is 11. So this is an error obviously, because we first need to sum to loop and set this 1 to 10. Okay, so like, but I need 1 plus the original value should be there always. Okay, like I just let's see. I'm just randomly. So 1 to 10 is 64. 2, 6, 1, 4. Don't know what this is. 2, 3, 3, 6, 10, 15. It should be 55. Okay, number is just the limit. I is 246810. Mm-hmm. No, no. You did this wrong because I. Okay, we're gonna loop it till number, but we don't. mm, Using uninitialized plus I. Int I is equal to 1. Okay, let's check mic is working or not. Yes, it's working. So we have int I is equal to 1. I is smaller than and is equal to number. Sum of numbers from 1 to 10. Local variable is not initialized. Okay, let's just see what this gonna return. 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Oops, 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 oops. How to you? Wow, very dangerous. Total. Okay. Okay, guys, so we got it. Sum of numbers from 1 to 10 is वो भी अपने 1 to 10 is 55. Okay, using uninitialized memory total. Okay, so we should always initialize a variable. It's garbage. Initialized. Okay, let's just I'm just taking note of it. Okay. Variable initialization. Always initialize variables to avoid bugs. Okay, kindly note that. Okay, so total is equal to total plus I. I will be 1. Total plus 1 is equal to 1 or 2, and when I will be 2, and total is already 1. Okay, so when I will be 2, so the total will be 2 plus 2. Okay, now it's 3. I is equal to 3, and total is equal to total plus 3, so total is already 3, so 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Okay, so now here I will be 4, so 6 plus so total is equal to total plus I. That means the total will be 10, and here our value will be 5, and now total is equal to total plus 5, so it will be 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. Okay, 15, and our value here is I 6. Okay, now total is equal to 15 plus 6 is equal to 21, and here it will be 7. Okay, now 21 plus 7 is equal to 28, and here our value is 8. Okay, so 28 plus 8 is our 36. Okay, 36, and here our value will be 9. Okay, 9, and here 36 plus 9 is equal to 45, and our last value is 10, and here 10 is smaller than 10 is smaller than and is equal to 10. Okay, so here our value is 55. Now if it will be 11, here the condition will say 11 is not smaller, okay, and not is equal to 10. Okay, so it will exit the loop, and it will be I is equal to 10 at the end, and total is equal to 55. So we got it. Total is equal to 0 for now. I hope you got the point. Let's see if we can find any another question related to for loop. Then I will end this stream. Okay, I got some questions. Okay, okay, so I got some questions. We will solve it on another stream, man. I'm tired. It's already 3 hour long stream. We got some questions here. Solve. We'll solve them later. So okay, guys, that's it for this stream. Thanks for joining me. It's already 3:15. Thanks, guys, for your time. Love you. Stop streaming.